Welcome to another webinar with Amity Indonesia. Today we're here with Mr.Handrich Kongdro, who sees himself as an entrepreneurial educationist, who's constantly striving and looking for a model of a life-changing model for especially young Indonesians. So he has set up a foundation called Katarsis, which is a community-based self-incubator or a communal movement, which is to equip young Indonesians with emotional intelligence, mental resilience, and mindfulness. Welcome, Mr. Handrich.
Yeah, thank you for inviting Mr. Manzar.
Okay, so I was just want to start to get your opinion about how you think that Indonesia might change after the epidemic. How would you see the situation or the socio-cultural or the environment of Indonesia changing after the corona pandemic?
I see. I think there will be two different groups in general. It will be there is the ones that is pessimistic and skeptical. Yeah, I think they will be more pessimistic and skeptical than ever. But I don't want to go there to further imagine about this group. So I think I would like to see on the other side, which I do believe that there is an incoming group of people in Indonesia who becomes more conscious and aware than ever, especially within this pandemic situation. Like they are being more aware on themselves, like physical, mental, and spiritual health, aware on their surroundings, the people they interact with, and then aware on the national issues, and even aware on the global issues, which usually we don't really care. But in this global pandemic issue, it's opened our mind to understand that how connected we are and how we need to take action together in a simultaneous way. So I think this is the bright side of the corona pandemic. I call it's an exercise for us to be more mature country.
And how can the Indonesian people as communities help in this revival or help in this change after the pandemic? How do you see that happening? What would be the modalities? What would be the societal groups or which communities you think and how can they contribute to this change?
First of all, I would like to share what I believe as Indonesian, that we are a highly social-driven country. One of the proof is that we have a large social-driven crowdfunding platform. So it shows how we are driven by social issue to give help to each other. Another case also is about one of our largest tech startup. They formally initiate a huge pool of drivers, but then informally, the drivers themselves initiate a lot of volunteer-based driver community. So it shows on how Indonesian longing for sense of belonging in a more intimate scale. So we also have so many social movements which have some same objective, and then a lot of social startups, and even like we are supported by a lot of social media influencer who care about certain social issue. And this pandemic is just triggering all of this into a larger scale of social initiative everywhere in all kind of form. And we also have a community-based media who have like a national coverage and influence. So once they made a campaign, it can move so many people all around Indonesia. No, not to mention the other initiative that is not covered by media. For example, like what happening in my neighborhood. where I see higher socioeconomic status family help support the lower socioeconomic status family in couple weeks after the corona outbreak. Even they paid the extra salaries for Ramadan, we call it THR, in advance to help the ones that work for them. So I think this is how we work as community, and corona pandemic is making it stronger in a positive point of view.
So it's actually, it's not weakening the community, it's making it even stronger, you say.
Yeah, I'm not saying that will only give a positive effect, but everywhere there's always two side, right? But I see uh, I see the positive side is happening, and I want to believe on that on and on.
That's a great attitude, sir. So just taking it on from there, this
Yes.
community-based movements, you've named several. Uh,
Yeah.
is the Indonesian mindset of the unity in diversity, the logo, the national logo of unity in diversity,
Mhm.
does that help in bringing communities together, and has it helped, or will it help in the socio-economic revival? So what I'm basically trying to ask is,
Mhm.
first of all, is it just a logo, or does it actually translate into practice? And how does it help the communities, and how does it bring them together?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a long journey because uh, the unity in diversity itself um, is formed by our country founder, Engineer Soekarno. So it has been a massive discussion from like so many diversity in Indonesia, and which they agree to unite together. Yeah, but along the way, um, yeah, around the politics, economic, social issue, and so on, uh, at some point of time, this unity in diversity becomes like only what is it? Yeah, something formal in education, but not really people understand about it. But the good things is they they are not making this unity in diversity disappear. Because I see myself that it's kind of what to say. It's kind of embedded organically without we even realize about it. Uh, from what I observe, for example, I see that each subcultures have their own strength as advantage. Some good in business, some good in politics, some good in certain art like crafting, sculpture, and I see this like a big, huge, beautiful puzzle which come together, and we believe we leverage each other. One can create it, the other one can sell it, and the other one, if we switch, I'm not sure it will works the way it works before. So it's kind of organic process, and all the challenge from outside, I see this like making it even more formed in the right way.
Great. So, I mean, this is all an inspiration to me, and you as a young Indonesian doing so much and thinking so much about your country, you are an inspiration to me and to us all. What kind of a message would you like to give fellow young Indonesians about how to go about their lives?
Yeah, I think this is interesting. But I just want to say to all young Indonesians to prepare themselves for awakening of our country. Yeah, not to say that this is something too high, because some people may not seeing it yet. But I believe there is a lot of movement happening in the grassroots after Corona and so on. So please make sure you are in the optimistic side and contribute in any role that you can take to be part of the systemic change, and yeah, ride the wave together. That's what I have for the young people.
Okay, great to hear from you. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Handrich. It's
Yes.
been a very interesting conversation.
Yes. Thank you very much for inviting.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you.